It's your boy Mike, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. In the previous patch notes, they talked about the fact that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan's abilities are planned to be adjusted, right? And it makes sense. There is so much stuff that is broken about both of these characters, mainly the fact that both of them have so much CC and just like busted abilities, right? Like Gohan, for example, has it where his cooldowns are like damn near nothing. And then he has a skill that specifically makes it where during those cooldowns you can then just use it again. Just mid cooldown, you just use that same ability that you want, except it's buffed now. So it's like this character just needed some adjustments, and it's the same thing with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He just has too much with his kit going on, like his barrier wall, for example. Has it where it's not only unstoppable, it's extra HP, it scales with the amount of HP that you have, or the max amount of HP that you have. And then on top of that, it also, if you want to, you can re-enter it and you just get some cooldown back by however long you like fast you enter that command, right? Like it's just too much. Like this is just way too much, right? By itself. Like you compare this blast jump that has this to this, like it's two sentences to one paragraph, you know. But then it got me thinking, like, what exactly would I want them to have? That way they would still be balanced enough that they would still be picked, right? Because I don't think they want it to be where it's just like these characters are unusable. They know that these characters need to be adjusted, but not so entirely nerfed that they want them to be unusable, right? So here are my suggestions before we're going to go ahead and look at Minato's comments on the tweet that they made. But let's go ahead and talk about what I would want. Let's start with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because he's the one who came first, right? So the barrier wall for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I think what it needs to have is, I don't know if I would say remove the unstoppable effect, but what I would rather have is make it where the barrier has like a certain amount of HP. Like let's say that the barrier is able to withstand, I'm just gonna throw a random number, I don't know like what the amount would be, but let's say like 1,000 damage, right? So if you use like max charge like Kamehameha from like Super Saiyan Goku, so like a super Kaioken Kamehameha, right? Like it breaks the wall, but it entirely stops the wall, you know? Something similar to that would be entirely fine. Or having it where it's like Super Saiyan through Goku's damage is around the same amount of HP that the barrier wall would have. Something that you can do to break the wall would be nice, you know? Like this is entirely fine if he wants to just get this. I think this needs to just be just removed. Like the re-entering the command, I like it should have some sort of counterplay, and the counterplay should be like you just can't, or just make it where you just don't get the cooldown back. Like you can have it where the command is re-entered, but you just can't get that cooldown reduction, you know? Because like I said, honestly, this is all fine. It's just something that needs to happen that blocks or like breaks the wall, breaks the barrier, you know. And then the most obvious one is just reduce the amount of stun that this lasts for, because there's no reason why in the preview it shows it that it's only for a second, and then in the actual game it's like 2.5 seconds or 3 seconds long, right? It should have just been however long it was in this preview. I think like 1 and maybe 1.5 seconds long, right? Especially because maybe even making it where like it scales, like a skill 1 of the meteor extrusion, or however you pronounce this, is like 1 second, and then when it's level 2 it's like 1.25 seconds, and then when it's level 3 it's 1.5 seconds, right? So having it where not only is it weaker early game and not just like an actual killer in the beginning, but making it where just again the stun time of this is just not as much as it is right now. I think the other moves are entirely fine. I don't think they need to be touched in any way. And I think that's also another reason why they said some of and not all of, you know? But like for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, his final shine attack, yes, it could be impressive. Yes, it could be awesome. But yeah, it can be countered. Like it's a really good move for pushing people off of bosses for sure. And there are some interactions that I do think probably should be adjusted, but there's counters. Like let's say that Cell gets entirely buffed and that's the reason why they gave him for free, right? If Cell is around and Vegeta's like, oh, I'm gonna push you out, and then that way you can't do boss secures, well, Cell's blocking all beams, right? So you can't do the final shine attack and then have it where it's working. So there's a counter in that way. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I actually don't know if the, I would assume the barrier wall interacts like that where it will block the final shine attack, but I haven't actually tested it myself. But again, like the other parts of his passive, I don't think really need to be adjusted too much. I think they're entirely fine. Like the final shine attack and the blast jump, maybe, because like the thing is that like this is a move that just pushes people back and then doesn't really do too much damage, you know. It can be very oppressive, but like it's a super attack. It's everyone is supposed to have a super attack that's like the quote unquote like winning move, you know. And like I think like I said, it's fine. Then we go over to Ultimate Gohan. Honestly, his skill 1 and skill 2 just need longer cooldown times. I don't think you should be able to just spam it out as much. Sorry, I'm a little sick, so my throat's a little stuffed. But his skill cooldowns on his skill 1 and skill 2 are just too fast. Like you could genuinely just spam this out so fast. What is the actual? Let me open up in game real quick. But yeah, like hold on, let's just move over here. It's 7 seconds for this, but this is 4 seconds. 4 seconds is how long it takes for this move to come back, and that's just too short, genuinely, for how much stuff that this does with the stacks, like both of them being able to do that, and then you're able to do the stun immediately afterwards. I feel like it needs to be something similar to like 5 seconds, maybe even 6 seconds. Something that doesn't make it where you could just genuinely spam the ability, especially because you could just use it again and then use it again and then use it again because of Power Unleashed. It doesn't, because of the way Power Unleashed works, you can just go ahead and I'm just gonna wait for this to come back. All right, you can just use your skill 1, use your potential unleashed, use your skill 1 again, and then use your skill 1 again, because the cooldown will still keep going while the potential or power unleashed, excuse me, makes it where the cooldown can be used again, right? So like it's just too much, right? The power unleashed itself, I think, is an entirely fine mechanic. I don't think it needs to be like maybe the flee, the amount of time that it applies flee to enemies can be reduced, because it's the flee is such a like stupid mechanic, right? But then again, like I said, I don't want them to gut these characters entirely, so because it has such a long cooldown, I suppose it's fine. Again, I think the only thing that I would really adjust is making it where it just doesn't have flee for as long, because again, it has so much stuff compared to some of these other characters where it's just one thing, you know. This has so much stuff when other characters one thing. This has so much stuff, like you need to take a little bit out of everything, and this one, it would be the cooldown. I think Rolling Hammer can maybe just have like a longer wind up time and then not make it instantaneous in a sense. I don't know how they would do that. I was gonna say something similar to Gotenks, but I don't know. Yeah, and I don't really know how they would adjust this per se, because it's an unavoidable attack. Like you can, if you use Vanish at the same time that Gohan uses the Rolling Hammer, you can avoid it, so it's not like an entirely unavoidable attack. But it's just like I don't know what they can do to make it where that this guy is a little bit more balanced. Like I said though, I think Power Unleash is completely fine just because the amount of cooldown it takes. It's like wasn't it like 28 seconds or something like that right now? Maybe Mach Break has like a smaller amount of damage that it does. Because the ultimate is just, it's so much damage. You can move while doing it. It creates the shock wave that either staggers heroes who have stacks on them, or it applies flee to the heroes that don't have the stacks on them. So it's like, again, it just does a lot. But I think the only thing that they would really need to adjust about this is making it where his ultimate just doesn't do as much damage. But let's go ahead and check Minato's comments and see what they want for this. Vegeta, lower stun from 2 seconds to 1. Fix the hitbox kick. Yes, I forgot to mention that, but they really should fix the hitbox on that. Lower damage on the kick. Lower extra HP on the wall. That's, yeah, I think those are all entirely fine. Ulton reduce the increase the skill cooldown for skill 1 from 4 seconds to 6 seconds, and skill cooldown from 2 seconds to 9 seconds. Passive damage lowered. What's Gohan's passive again? It's funny because does this show the same one where it has like the 3 stacks? No. Yeah, it does show the 3 stacks. If they made it where it was 3 stacks too, I think that would also be another balance thing. Passive damage lowered. Remove stun on skill 2 by hitting enemies with other enemies, so the stun is only on walls. I totally forgot that you can do that, because that it does have it where staggers and deals extra damage and target enemies knocked into a wall or other heroes. Vegeta either needs an entire kit rework, or they're going to have to make him useless. So I don't know. Just make Ulton less annoying. Buff up the other tanks and some techs not hit in Kidhan, alongside nerfing for Vegeta and Ulton. 4 especially is really stagger centric, so tough to nerf him. Well, again, like his ultimate is still a very impressive ability, which is why I don't think they should really, yeah, even like, again, Annie just didn't mention the ult at all, because it's just something that is like it's like a trump card. Every character has a trump card. So even with Vegeta not having his kick speed as much, he still has the wall. Even if his wall isn't as good, it's, or like the even if you lower the extra HP that he gets on his wall, it's still a move that is able to block energy attacks, you know? So even with him getting nerfed, I don't think it would be entirely like he's unusable. For Vegeta, all I really care about is his stun time. For Gohan, I deadass don't even know, but definitely increases cooldowns time on skill 1 and skill 2, and nerf his overall damage too. He is essentially being played as a third DPS. Yeah. It hurts because as a Bojack player, you have no shot of winning against Gohan early game. You try to engage, he stuns the shit out of you. You try to escape, he flinks you back and kills you. Wow, what a character. He definitely requires so much skill. I'm just curious, what do the comments say on this? Oh, no, it's just him commenting. Yeah. It's very toxic for sure. Also, I would really recommend it if you're Bojack, just go bottom lane. I don't really think you should go top lane with Bojack, but that's just me. Vegeta removed the stun on skill 1. Removing the stun entirely, I think, is a little too much. Reduce the shield's length a bit so someone can try at least maneuvering around it. You'll most likely be slow from attacking. Gohan next tweet. Remove normal attacks, proccing the stun and having it so only skills can do it. Removing fear from his potential unleashed. Increasing cooldown of attacks, lowering his overall damage, especially the super attacks and HP, because these designs are too powerful, and if they only change numbers, they'll easily still be top 1 and 2 until they release more broken characters and show this game even more pay to win. Like I said, I don't think they need to be that bad with him, but yeah. Is Gohan that much of a bother? Gotenks always feels more of a nuisance. Straight up nerf Gohan. I am so serious. Also make Vegeta's stun last a bit less. Nerf to the fucking ground. Less stun for Super Saiyan 4. Now for Gohan, the only adjustment they can make is removing him out of the game. No other. Like, they don't need to make it where it's that bad. Ulton should have nerfs all over. Vegeta should have his stun duration lowered, reduce movement speed on barrier, adjusting his kick stun. Not a balance change, but I think they should just adjust his ult cutting as well, because why am I blocked from being able to look at who I'm targeting? Personally would make Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 wall should have the same amount of HP as he does. Lower the stun on his kick from whatever it is to less than a second, and for God's sake, fix the kick box. Yeah. Ult Radhan, delete him now, but seriously, can we just make him stun less often? It's very funny because remember, Ultimate Gohan was weaker in his initial showcase, because they showed it where it was 3 stacks that you needed in order to fully get that stun, right? And then they were like, Herm, this isn't broken enough. Can we make it 2? And then the entire boardroom clapped. So I think that's another thing that just needs to be adjusted, right? It just needs to be 3 stacks instead of 2. Hope they fix the bug with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta being unable to execute finishers with his enhanced rush attack. I didn't even know that was a bug. Vegeta's wall stun duration needs to be lowered. Ulton just fucking redo the character from scratch. He single-handedly makes it almost impossible to have fun, or at least reduce his fling distance, dial his damage back, and remove his non-ult stuns. Yeah, I get it. We'll read like 3 more comments and then we'll go ahead and stop. The real one that needs nerfs is Super Saiyan Goku. That bastard can solo a team in certain ways. Pulls my shirt to the side. Guys, please, I've already had 2 nerfs. Please, I can't take any more. My skill 2 has been gutted. My Kaioken has been adjusted. Please, I can't take my meteor hammer. It's already been, the cooldown was nerfed from 4 seconds to 6. Please, please don't do this to me. I'm a Goku one trick, please. It's the only thing I have. I want to see Ulton unusable and dead in a ditch. Like I said, I don't think they need to go that far. Super Saiyan, because the thing is that, like, again, at the end of the day, I just want these characters to be whatever playstyle you want. If you want Ultimate Gohan to be like your 3rd DPS, fuck it. Make it where he's like a 3rd DPS type character. But make it where he's just not like as oppressive as he is, right? Make it where he has counterplays and all of the sort, right? For tanks, I don't want Vegeta to be the only tank that's in tournaments. I want it to be fucking Cooler. I want it to be Caulifla. I want it to be Cell. I want it to be Vegeta. I want all of these characters to go depending on whatever playstyle you want. I don't want it to just be one character. If you want to be the shield character that is, you know, pushing people back with your ultimate and trying to stun and set up plays, that's entirely fine. If you want to have it where Vegeta is just able to tank fucking everything and be able to build up shield as much as possible, that's entirely fine. If you want to have it where Caulifla, again, is another character who's just able to live in these fights so often, that's fine. If you want it to have it where your your tank is a little bit more on the offensive side, then go Cooler and all, and like have it where all of these guys are usable, you know, to a certain degree. I don't want it to just be like, fucking remove Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta from the game, you know. I want it to be like how Gotenks was. If you liked this stun style of Gotenks, fucking pick them. If you don't like them, then, you know, pick Frieza. Use your minions that can be countered. Use Majin Buu, whose heals and all that stuff can be countered. Use Krillin, whose minds can be countered. Use Ultimate Gohan, who can't be countered. like just choose whatever playstyle you want. You know, if you want to be a fucking rat and pick hit. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta stun duration 2-1. Yep. Smaller hitbox on the kick. And more cooldown. That's fine. Lower base HP by 2k. Add 2 seconds to the shield's cooldown. I think they need to do more to the shield, honestly, than just this. Ultimate Gohan lower his HP by 1.5k. More cooldown on skill 1 and skill 2. Decrease ult's damage. I don't think they need to decrease the damage. I think they need to decrease what he does on. I guess maybe a little bit of adjustment to his damage, but like, again, I think the most impressive stuff is just the fact that you can not only stun with it, but you can also just like have enemies have flee. So like compare Ultimate Gohan's ult to like Kid Gohan's ult, you know, like Kid Gohan stuns you for a long time and he doesn't really do a lot of damage, and then Ultimate Gohan is a person who stuns you for a long time and then does a lot of damage. They just make it where like he does a lot less with his effects, and then I guess I'll adjust his damage just like a little bit. I'll read these last two. Gohan needs an actual cooldowns, and I think rolling hammer shouldn't be an unavoidable skill. Make Gohan actually lunge into it like me. That would be pretty cool. Vegeta kicks needs a stun duration reduction, and maybe just for fun reduce his turn speed with the wall. Yeah. As a guy who plays a lot of Ulton, tone down the ultimate damage. That shit's crazy at level 2. That's fair. But let me know what you guys think that should happen to these characters. What do you guys want for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Ultimate Gohan? But thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.